But growing up, I guess I was sort of a ham, you know. I was like always kind of crazy, and you know, I always liked entertainment, and I always liked singing, and just kind of joking around. My teacher either said I was going to be a hoodlum or a great entertainer.
I want to be on the stage where bright lights shine on me at Carnegie.
I really didn't feel the need too much for school, you know. I mean, not that I was a dumb person, but maybe I just rebelled against being taught because I thought I was going to be a musician, and that was that.
Then as I got older, I was going to African culture school. I learned Swahili and about my African heritage. So I was very aware. I was more aware of things than most young black kids of my race. A lot of brothers, you know, would try to debate me with things, and they couldn't stand, you know, because I was just so aware. I mean, they didn't know anything about the Moors. They didn't know anything about W.B. Du Bois and Maya Angelou and Nicodemus. I mean, they just went down on their culture. So, I mean, they weren't taught that in high school. They certainly didn't take it on their own. All they were down on revolution, you know. And I was very, very proud. Very angry inside, but very proud. I was pissed off. You know, I was pissed off at America, too, but I knew the reasons why. I could tell you our inventions, and I could tell you what we've done, and I could tell you how we spread, and I could tell you where the Indian came from, you know, the walkabout, and I could tell you all that shit, you know. And I was also very knowledgeable musically now, because Canada had really opened me up to blues and jazz more, and a lot of things, you know. And I was very strong, very relaxed and comfortable about skin, about who I was.
And it's very important for one to realize its roots and to realize if he doesn't like that situation to change it, but realizing also that it can't change by itself and it takes ambition.
All right, family, peace. Greetings. Welcome to another edition of Baba TV, Every Time Fire, out here in Buffalo, New York. Beloved Buffalo, New York, which I'm learning so much rich history until I can't document it all today. And not just with Rick James, but with so much Marcus Garvey coming through here. Shango educate me with his ships in the harbor and all this. I'm like, wow, information coming from everywhere. So the ancestors definitely are working with us today. I'm standing in front of a cultural landmark, the African American Cultural Center, home of Paul Robeson, of the Paul Robeson Theater. And I've learned through Rick James's brother, firsthand information, that from the ages of 10 to 14 years old, this is largely Rick James's musical foundation, where he learned African chanting, to play the congos, the bongos, and percussion instruments in general. This is the place right here. And me and Shango later, we met the sister who now is in charge of it, and she's got a lot of things coming up that she wants to do and expand here, and we're going to definitely help her doing that. To my late great brother Rick James, we got this. We got this, Rick. We got this. That's right. So yeah, this is, might as well say, according to the brother, his major foundation right here. Brother Rick James, the African American Cultural Center, home of the Paul Robeson Theater. And I want to turn the mic over to Brother Shango, and he can further elaborate on some more history as only our brother can do. Go ahead, brother.
Well, Black Power, Black Power, peace and love. I want to just keep it brief because, like he said, the Queen, who runs the building, is scheduled to do an interview, and I don't want to take away from the information she had or repeat the information she has in one interview. But what I will say is this is a monumental building here. This building is responsible for our Buffalo African culture. If you need African dancers, you can get it out this building. If you need to learn African dancing, you want to teach your daughter, have your son do drums, work with the djembe and whatnot, this is the building you will frequent. Now, what the sister is trying to do is she's trying to raise money because she got a whole nother plan for this building. And if you look at the blueprint in the plan, you will understand why we need to come together and support this this historical building. Now, this building is one of the oldest cultural centers, not just in Buffalo but in America. So we have to pay homage to that just alone. This is a landmark. this community is being gentrified. So pretty soon, this community might just be white. So we understand that we have to preserve our national landmark. But I got something else. We're sitting on Michigan Ave. Michigan Ave just happened to be one of the last stops to the Underground Railroad. This was one of the street we're walking on is right literally the route to the Underground Railroad. You see, if Baba take you down there, you will see that you'll know that down there is where the Jesse Nash house is which was the last stop of the Underground Railroad. The Jesse Nash house is where they come up under the basement and walk all the way down to what we call the Fuller Ferry and crossing the waters. So, I mean, just alone, Buffalo has a rich African cultural history, and you have to be from Buffalo to know this. We're going to be doing tours around Buffalo, pointing out landmarks, pointing out certain things you should look at once we start generating and bringing people into Buffalo. We'll show them the Martin Luther King head in our Martin Luther King Park looked like an Olmec head, and whatnot. But nevertheless, this is where Rick James got his start. Like we said, this is where most of the musical inclined people from Buffalo got their start. Imhotep Gary Bird used to frequent here. Every year we have a Kwanzaa event out here at the African Cultural Center. So yes, just tune in. Because our future is looking bright, especially with the unity we're building. Every day as more and more people come together and start sharing and building up on these particular ideas, these are the days that we're going to see our utopia, our freedom, our liberation, and it starts with just simple foundations like this. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it's about. We're here at the African American Cultural Center, the Paul Robeson home. Here's where we do plays. We do anything involving us. What we call Sankofa is playing out of here. Acting classes, you name it. You play jazz, we can do this here. You know what I mean? And this is definitely a jewel. So I don't really have too much to say. Like I said, the sister is coming in and she's going to break down the whole history of the African Cultural Center. But yes, if you ever come to Buffalo, you got to come here.